next up, we have Peter Szabo. Peter is a senior. He's a Euro history major, women's studies minor. And he, when I asked him to send me a little bit of information about himself, said, I am a nerd. I think you're in good company. And Peter's going to be asking us a really important question. If sci-fi takes place in the future, why is it that so much of it reflects norms of the past, or at least current norms? I did a little Google search before I got here. And in 2011, only 12 of the Fortune 500 companies had women CEOs. Peter's going to be asking us really a more profound question, which is, how many spaceship captains were women? Think about that, and please welcome Peter.
So hi, I'm Peter Szabo. I'm going to be studying the gender and sexuality and the cast makeup of American and Canadian television shows. Fun fact, Canada's huge in sci-fi television. Don't know about it. Brief definition of science fiction, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a genre characterized by its basis of use of advanced technology, which means it can do anything it wants. I like to point out I am a sci-fi fan, and I'm going to be saying they a lot, because I don't want to say we, because it makes me sound like part of a cult. Okay, so I'm going to be focusing on the space opera, which is a very diverse subgenre of science fiction. It involves, they're set in outer space, obviously. It involves conflicts with advanced technology, whether that be a war or running from the law. And there's an emphasis on romance and melodramatic adventure, so there's a lot of character development within each episode. So theoretically, these societies that are shown in these shows should have different cultural norms and gender norms than mainstream media, and what we are used to in the present. I'm going to do a quick thing of the sci-fi audience. Your average sci-fi audience member is a white, heterosexual male, mainly those guys. I'm assuming that's right. However, there is a growing population of non-average fans, everyone else. Sci-fi fans are known for their fan-generated content, fan fiction, comics, but also actual movies and television shows that are based on the shows that they watch. They're also really known for fighting cancellation. They like send angry letters, and they'll usually get like an extra season or a movie out of it, which is more impressive than most fans. I also like to point out that the role of the characters and the tone of the show are definitely carried over to the fans, whether it be on discussion boards or conventions. There's only one lady there, and there's only two ladies here. So I'd like to point out, this is why cast makeup is so important, and why there needs to be more diversity in casts. Gender. Sci-fi shows are male-dominated. This means that they either have an all-male cast, or that the cast is usually disproportionately male. Not just, oh, there's 5 guys and 4 girls. It's usually 6 to 7 to like 3 or 2. There are, of course, exceptions, as with anything. This can be evidenced by Catherine Janeway, who's my favorite Star Trek captain. She is the 4th lead captain on a Star Trek series, but while she was the captain, she was on a cast of 9, and there was only 3 females, including her, which is kind of weird. I also like to point, so despite being in the future, these women basically do the same jobs that any woman would do at present time. In the early shows, this lady, who is the same actress as that lady, was supposed to be second in command of Starship. People don't like that. So she got remade into a nurse. In the 80s and 90s, ladies could become doctors and psychiatrists. Yay! In the present day, ladies can become politicians, scientists, and priests, and while those are male-dominated occupations in our present world, they tend to have like this ideal that they can't do because they need the military men, like strong guys, to like get that idea out of the way and like kick ass. And of course, they can be sex workers, and they are always sex workers. Okay, going to go into sexuality right now. So prior to the 1990s, there were no non-heterosexual characters on space operas. They didn't exist. However, fun fact, non-heterosexual characters tend to be female, which is kind of cool, maybe. And I would like to point out, there are so few major cast members, that's all of them. Oh, I did it again. How do I? Oh, no, it's going to make me mad. Oh, wait. Oh, The first non-heterosexual cast members were Susan Ivanov and Talia Winters, and they were in an alleged bisexual relationship in 1995 on the show Babylon 5, which you have never heard of unless you were a sci-fi fan. We then get Anara Sarah, 2002, Firefly. She was a bisexual courtesan who you all should know, but only a few nerds do. So we have Felix Data, who was a bisexual on Battlestar Galactica. He was only bisexual, though, on the web series. In the television show, he only was in female relationships. And then finally we get Camille Wright, our first lesbian. And then we get Sam Adama, our first gay man. And then we get Clarice Willow, played by the fantastic Polly Walker, who was a pansexual who's in a group marriage with several other women and several other men. And she was awesome. Let's quickly go into, I want to compare this to regular TV. The first non-heterosexual character on American television was a transvestite murderer on Alfred Hitchcock's Presents, who had a pendant for killing nurses. That happened in 1965. Throughout the 70s and 80s, we had what was called the gay episodes. These were episodes that featured a gay character that were used to make a show get better ratings. Like, oh, this week on whatever, there's going to be this gay character. And people are like, oh, I want to watch that because that's weird. I would also like to point out that during the 70s and 80s, we had shows that had female leads or all-female casts, like Designing Women and Mob. Where am I? Okay. By the 90s, LGBT characters became recurring characters on shows, and which is when they first showed up in sci-fi, including Touched by an Angel, which is a show about God and saving souls. So, sci-fi. I thought we were gonna do something different than that, but apparently not. And presently, it is uncommon for a show that doesn't have at least a recurring LGBTQ character. That's really weird for us to watch a TV show that doesn't have one of me. And for instance, Will and Grace, they're two gay guys, and Karen Walker, who we don't know what she was, famously Willow on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And all these shows also had a lot of female characters or were led by females. Revenge, Buffy, Desperate Housewives, Quickly Betty, Grey's Anatomy. Will and Grace had an even cast. So sci-fi is kind of falling behind. I just want to remind you that audience members of any show are affected by what they see. We emulate what is on TV, whether it be sci-fi or not. And that science fiction has really fallen behind when it's supposed to be leading the cause. Thank you.